Long ago, beyond endless deserts and thick forests, stood the kingdom of Valina. It was famous for one thing, a mountain so enormous that people believed it touched the heavens. The mountain was called the Silent Giant. For centuries, people tried to climb it. Kings sent armies. Wealthy merchants hired explorers. Great warriors challenged its cliffs. None reached the summit. Some returned defeated. Many never returned at all. Because of this, an old saying spread across the kingdom. The mountain decides who is worthy. In a small village beneath its shadow lived a 17-year-old blacksmith's apprentice named Rowan. He wasn't strong. He wasn't rich. He wasn't gifted. He wasn't born into royalty. But every morning before sunrise, he stared at the mountain. Not because he wanted treasure. Not because he wanted fame. He wanted to prove one thing. That ordinary people could do extraordinary things. Whenever he shared his dream, people laughed. The mountain has defeated legends. You'll die before reaching the first cliff. Even his closest friends told him to forget it. His father quietly said, "Son, some dreams exist only to teach us our limits." Rowan looked at the mountain and whispered, "Or maybe they're meant to teach us we don't have any." One rainy evening, an old traveler entered Rowan's father's forge. His clothes were torn. His boots were worn thin. His walking staff was older than anyone in the village. As Rowan repaired the old man's sword, the traveler noticed him staring toward the mountain. "You want to climb it?" Rowan nodded. The old man smiled. "I climbed farther than anyone." Rowan nearly dropped the sword. "You reached the top." "No." "What stopped you?" "My own mind." The traveler leaned closer. "The mountain isn't difficult because it's steep. It's difficult because every step convinces you to quit." Those words stayed in Rowan's mind. Before leaving, the traveler handed him a tiny stone. "Carry this." Rowan frowned. "It's just a rock." The traveler smiled. "So are mountains." The following spring, Rowan began his climb. No audience. No celebration. No soldiers. No followers. Just one backpack. One rope. One walking stick. And one small stone in his pocket. The first day felt easy. The second day became harder. The third day brought freezing winds. Food became scarce. Sleep disappeared. His hands bled. His knees shook. Every morning the summit looked just as far away as before. One afternoon he screamed at the sky. "I've climbed for weeks. Why am I no closer?" His voice echoed across the cliffs. Then silence. For the first time, he thought about going home. That evening Rowan emptied his pockets. The tiny stone rolled into his hand. He remembered the old traveler's words. "So are mountains." He suddenly laughed. Every mountain was nothing more than millions of tiny stones stacked together. If mountains were built one stone at a time, they could only be climbed one step at a time. The summit wasn't conquered in one day. It wasn't conquered by one leap. It was conquered by refusing to stop taking the next step. The next morning he stood. One step. Another. Another. Nothing changed immediately. But everything changed inside him. Weeks later the greatest storm in decades struck. Snow buried the trails. The winds howled like wolves. Visibility vanished. Rowan slipped. His backpack fell into a canyon. His food disappeared. His blanket vanished. Now he faced the mountain with almost nothing. He cried for the first time since leaving home. Not because he was weak. Because he wondered whether determination alone was enough. Then he noticed something. Small plants growing from cracks in solid rock. No soil. No shelter. No comfort. Yet they lived. Nature whispered a lesson. Strength isn't growing where life is easy. Strength is growing where life refuses to welcome you. Rowan kept climbing. Near the summit he discovered a hidden cave. Inside were names carved into the walls. Hundreds. Thousands. People who had attempted to climb across generations. Some carvings simply read, "I was afraid. I gave up. I came so close." At the very end, someone had carved, "The greatest prison is believing you cannot continue." Rowan realized something powerful. Everyone who had failed left behind fear. No one left behind regret for trying. The only unbearable regret was quitting before discovering who they could become. The summit stood only one cliff away. But it was nearly vertical. Every grip crumbled. Every foothold slipped. For 3 days Rowan failed. Again. 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 Each fall exhausted him further. Then he remembered his years in the forge. When shaping steel, his father never struck the metal only once. Hundreds of blows created one sword. Success worked the same way. Failure wasn't stopping progress. Failure was shaping it. On the 4th morning, he climbed higher than ever. On the 5th, higher still. On the 6th, his hand reached the summit. Rowan stood where no one believed anyone could stand. Above the clouds. Above the storms. Above every doubt that had followed him from childhood. There was no treasure. No throne. No crown. Only silence. And a sunrise unlike anything he had ever imagined. At that moment he understood. The mountain had never been the real challenge. The real mountain had always been inside him. Fear. Excuses. Self-doubt. Comfort. Those were the cliffs he truly climbed. Months later Rowan returned to his village. People barely recognized him. Not because he looked stronger. But because he carried himself differently. Children surrounded him. "How did you reach the top?" He smiled. "I didn't conquer the mountain. I conquered the person who wanted to quit." Years later, people built a path up the mountain using Rowan's notes. Thousands climbed after him. Not because the mountain became smaller. But because one ordinary person proved it could be done. His greatest achievement wasn't reaching the summit. It was giving courage to those who came after him. Moral of the story. Every dream looks impossible from the bottom. Every journey feels endless in the middle. Every success seems obvious only after it's achieved. The obstacle in front of you may look like a mountain, but remember this. Mountains are made of small stones. Success is made of small steps. Don't wait until you feel fearless. Don't wait until conditions are perfect. Take the next step. Then another. One day, you'll look back and realize the mountain never defeated you. Because you refused to stop climbing. If this story inspired you, remember, every great achievement begins with one decision, to keep moving forward when others would quit. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment with the challenge you're determined to overcome, and subscribe for more powerful motivational stories that can change the way you think. Until next time, keep believing, keep growing, and keep climbing your own mountain.